It's okay to be fearful. It's okay to be a coward when it comes to money. You can still be rich. We're all heroes at something and cowards at something else. My friend's wife is an emergency room nurse. When she sees blood, she flies into action. When I mention investing, she runs away. When I see blood, I don't run, I pass out. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. It is good to see everybody that is here this morning. So today is Friday. It's the end of the week. We've gotten through another amazing week. Hopefully you've gotten some good things done. If not, there are weeks like that sometimes. It's good to breathe and get ready for a week that is going to be more productive otherwise. We are reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm looking forward to it. We are up to chapter 7. The time is going very fast. It is unbelievable. This is a great way to get some reading done by just listening to somebody else, listening to their commentary. So here we go. We're going to get into it. It's going to pin the video. There we go. And then we will start with chapter 7, Overcoming Obstacles. The primary difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they manage fear. That's very, very true. Once people have studied and become financially literate, they still face many roadblocks to becoming financially independent. There are 5 main reasons why financially literate people may still not develop abundant asset columns that could produce a large cash flow. The 5 reasons are: 1. Fear. 2. Cynicism. 3. Laziness. 4. Bad habits. 5. Arrogance. Overcoming fear. I have never met anyone who really likes losing money. And in all my years, I've never met a rich person who has never lost money. But I've met a lot of poor people who have never lost a dime. Not investing, that is. The fear of losing money is real. Everyone has it, even the rich. But it's not having that fear that is the problem. It's how you handle fear. It's how you handle losing. It's how you handle failure that makes the difference in one's life. The primary difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they manage that fear. It's okay to be fearful. It's okay to be a coward when it comes to money. You can still be rich. We're all heroes at something and cowards at something else. My friend's wife is an emergency room nurse. When she sees blood, she flies into action. When I mention investing, she runs away. When I see blood, I don't run, I pass out. My rich dad understood phobias about money. Some people are afraid of snakes. Some people are terrified about losing money. Both are phobias, he would say. So his solution to the phobia of losing money was this little rhyme: if you hate risk and worry, start early. If you start young, it's easier to be rich. I won't go into it here, but there is a staggering difference between a person who starts investing at age 20 versus age 30. The purchase of Manhattan Island is said to be one of the greatest bargains of all time. New York was purchased for $24 in trinkets and beads. Yet if that $24 had been invested at 8% annually, that $24 would have been worth more than $28 trillion by 1995. Manhattan could be repurchased with money left over to buy much of Los Angeles. But what if you don't have much time left or would like to retire early? How do you handle the fear of losing money? My poor dad did nothing. He simply avoided the issue, refusing to discuss the subject. My rich dad, on the other hand, recommended that I think like a Texan. I like Texas and Texans, he used to say. In Texas, everything is bigger. When Texans win, they win big. And when they lose, it's spectacular. They like losing, I asked? That's not what I'm saying. Nobody likes losing. Show me a happy loser and I'll show you a loser, said Rich Dad. It's a Texan's attitude toward risk, reward, and failure I'm talking about. It's how they handle life. They live it big. Not like most of the people around here, living like roaches when it comes to money, terrified that someone will shine a light on them, and whimpering when the grocery clerk shortchanges them a quarter. Rich Dad went on. What I like best is the Texas attitude. They're proud when they win, and they brag when they lose. Texans have a saying, if you're going to go broke, go big. You don't want to admit you went broke over a duplex. He constantly told Mike and me that the greatest reason for lack of financial success was because most people played it too safe. People are so afraid of losing that they lose, were his words. It is extremely true that fear is a big factor in our lives and what we do and what we don't do. So the more you can learn about fear and how to overcome fear or to do things even though you're afraid, the more you're going to be able to get past them, and the more you're going to be able to do things that might be scary to you right now, but that are going to bring you so much joy on the other end. This morning in one of my groups, we were talking about perseverance, and we were talking about the fact that one of the members was a gymnast, and she hated and didn't like the beam. But she put in the work, and even though she was afraid of it, even though she didn't like it, she felt very, very uncomfortable. She would get on that beam every single day. And ultimately, she wasn't thinking about how she was feeling in that moment, how it was difficult, how it was scary, how it was whatever else she was feeling. I don't know. I wasn't there. But whatever she was feeling, she wasn't thinking about that. She was thinking about winning a prize. She was thinking about what she was going to get out of it at the end. And eventually, she ended up becoming Australian champion on the beam. So you can do the same with finances. You can keep working at it. And even though it might not be comfortable, even though it's something challenging, even though, as long as you put in the work, and you have to put in good work towards it, then you can start to get to the point where you are getting better at it, and you can start visualizing the improvements and that turning into success. Frank Tarkenton, a great one-time NFL quarterback, says it still another way. Winning means being unafraid to lose. In my own life, I've noticed that winning usually follows losing. Before I finally learned to ride a bike, I first fell down many times. I've never met a golfer who's never lost a golf ball. I've never met people who have fallen in love who've never had their heart broken. And I've never met someone rich who has never lost money. So for most people, the reason they don't win financially is because the pain of losing money is far greater than the joy of being rich. Another saying in Texas is everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. Most people dream of being rich, but are terrified of losing money, so they never get to heaven. Losing money is, well, with everything, losing is one of the best ways to be able to get better at something. It's the best way to be able to find out how it doesn't work so that you can make adjustments and improve. And this is what is very important to realize, that everything has to be done from a point of view of adjustment. When a spaceship goes to the moon, that spaceship is off course for most of the time. The engines are just course correcting all the time. And so that's how we need to go through life as well. We need to go through life by knowing what our goal is, and we'll get off track and we'll do something that isn't the right way. Then we course correct. Put my hand here so you can actually see. So we're going towards this goal here, and we go off to the side. We course correct and have to move back, and then go off that way and course correct, and we move back, so that eventually we do get to the goal. But we're going to take many, many detours to be able to get there. And so this is how everything works in life. And the only way to not go through the pain of being off course is by not setting out on the journey in the first place. So you have to set out on the journey. You have to expect that you're going to be off course for a lot of that. And then you have to be able to course correct to get back on track. And this is how everything works in life. This is how a baby learns to walk. This is how we learn at school. This is how everything happens. And at school, we're already starting to be taught that it's not good to make mistakes and that we shouldn't be off course in the first place. And this is where the issue comes, where a lot of us learn to walk and learn all of these things when we're a baby. And then when we start going to school, we stop learning so many different things because we believe we have to be perfect and we can't be off course. And we're told that mistakes are bad and wrong. And so we become extremely complacent on anything else that we're going to start learning. Rich Dad used to tell Mike and me stories about his trips to Texas. If you really want to learn the attitude of how to handle risk, losing, and failure, go to San Antonio and visit the Alamo. The Alamo is a great story of brave people who chose to fight knowing there was no hope of success. They chose to die instead of surrendering. It's an inspiring story worthy of study. Nonetheless, it's still a tragic military defeat. They got their butts kicked. So how do Texans handle failure? They still shout, "Remember the Alamo." Mike and I heard this story a lot. He always told us the story when he was about to go into a big deal and he was nervous. After he had done all his due diligence and it was time to put up or shut up, he told us this story. Every time he was afraid of making a mistake or losing money, he told us this story. It gave him strength, for it reminded him that he could always turn a financial loss into a financial win. Rich Dad knew that failure would only make him stronger and smarter. It's not that he wanted to lose. He just knew who he was and how he would take a loss. He would take a loss and make it a win. And that's what made him a winner and others losers. It gave him the courage to cross the line when others backed out. That's why I like Texans so much, he'd say. They took a great failure and turned it into inspiration, as well as a tourist destination that makes them millions. Okay, we'll leave it at that. So, we want to go out and do big things. We want to go out and do brave things. We want to go and do things that are going to get us closer to our goals. This is why I always say, do at least one thing, one small task that you know is taking you closer to your goals. And when you do this, you're going to feel good about it. It's going to inspire you to do more things. And it's going to help you to see what works and what doesn't work. Because if you are off course with what you are doing, then you need to take the time to really pay attention to it. And then you need to find out why it wasn't working and what you might be able to change. And then you start doing something different, and it will bring you closer to the right path to going towards that goal again. So if you would like to have more of me reading Rich Dad Poor Dad with my commentary, then feel free to go and watch the recordings. We have all the recordings up on YouTube at the Passive Cash Flow Club, and I would love to see you there. And make sure you subscribe. I just finished a video yesterday that we're also going to add about credit cards, and we're going to do lots of very, very interesting questions around personal finance and investing that are going to help you to be able to navigate this world and get greater financial literacy. So make sure you hit subscribe when you go to the YouTube channel so that you can get notified when those new videos come up. And I'm going to see if I can reach out in order to be able to make sure that I know what kind of challenges you have so that we can answer those questions and show you how to do them in the most effective way possible. If you are interested in Robert Kiyosaki, then you are most probably also interested in cash flow. We have a game coming up very soon. In order to be able to get to know more about that, which is what Robert Kiyosaki always says, one of the best ways to be able to learn how to play the game in real life is to play the game on the board, or we have an online version that you can play from anywhere in the world that you can join us for. And it's also a little bit more realistic than the board game. So come and join us for that. In order to do that, join me on Instagram. You can see what I'm up to, and you can send me a personal message at business_team_6_official. You will find me there. You can send me a personal message, and I will get my VA, my virtual assistant, to send you the details on when and where we will be playing cash flow. So you can come and join us so you can learn about investing, and you can either improve your investing if you're already investing, or you're going to be able to start if you haven't started already, because you're going to be around a community of like-minded people who are supporting each other, who are enthusiastic about it, and who are going to help hold you accountable. And you're going to be able to learn from each other, as well as myself and the other experts that I surround myself with. We've got lots of really exciting things planned for 2022. So make sure you reach out. I'm looking forward to get to know as many of you as possible. I love seeing you all online. I can see lots of you on Bigo right now. Have an absolutely amazing day. I really appreciate you for being here and taking the time to join me. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Monday for another reading at 8 a.m. Sydney time. And I'm looking forward to seeing you then.